Good morning, guys. Happy Tuesday. I hope you had a nice time yesterday doing random acts for kindness in math. Today we're going to move on to doing some metric units of mass, so weight. It should be very simple. It should just be a couple minutes, and we're going to talk about two different units of mass. So I'm going to do this, and if you want to do this with me, that would be awesome. But I will take a picture of this and post it after. So let's talk about gram. So in the customary units, we talked about pound, ounce, things like that. Now we're going to talk about gram and kilogram. Write that down. Gram and kilogram. And when you're thinking about a gram, I want you to imagine holding a small, I'm going to write it in purple. Paperclip. That's a gram. If you had a small paperclip, I think that's my drawing of a paperclip. That's how much a gram is. It's not a lot, right? Very, very light. And then we're going to talk about kilogram. And a kilogram, I want you to imagine holding a dictionary. So it's a pretty heavy book, right? It's pretty, has a lot of weight to it. And then, so you can get a sense of how they're related to each other, imagine holding a paperclip in one hand and a dictionary in the other. A dictionary is way heavier. So, 1 kilogram, if I had one dictionary, that would be 1,000 grams. That's a very big difference, right? So we're gonna go over a few examples, I guess, and we're gonna decide what are we gonna use. Are we gonna use grams or kilograms? And we're gonna make some guesses. We're gonna estimate. Let's just do a few. Let's choose, let me do this. An apple. So an apple, would that be 25 grams? Oops. Or 3 kilograms. And then in the future going on, I'm going to write G for grams, and I'm going to write kg for kilograms. And hopefully you can kind of see that. So think about that. An apple. Think about holding an apple in your hand. Is that about 25 paper clips or 3 dictionaries? I think it's closer to 25 paper clips. So I'm going to guess that it's 25 grams. That's a better estimate. It's not going to be exactly right. There are tons of different sizes of apples, but it's definitely closer than 3 kilograms. Imagine how huge the apple would have to be the same weight as 3 dictionaries. That'd be a giant apple. So let's think, okay. Let's do bike. Bike, is it closer to 8 grams or 8 kilograms? A bike, 8 paper clips or 8 dictionaries? I think it's closer to 8 dictionaries. 8 paper clips, that's like nothing, right? Let's do, ooh, Raul S. will like this one. Baseball. A baseball. Different color. Do you think it's 150 grams? 150 grams or 5 kilograms? 150 grams or 5 kilograms. So imagine a baseball. Is it closer to 150 paper clips? It's a decent amount of paper clips. Or 5 dictionaries. 5 big books. I'm gonna go with 150 grams. It's hard to imagine 150 grams because I don't know what that looks like. I don't know. That's a lot. But I know 5 dictionaries is very heavy and a baseball is not that heavy. Let's do one more. I think we kind of get the idea of this. Let's do watermelon. Watermelon. $450 grams or 3 kilograms. Remember, we're just making estimates. 450 grams. Again, 450 paper clips. That's really, really hard to imagine. But I do know that 1,000 grams makes 1 kilogram. So 450, that's less than half of a dictionary. Watermelons, I mean, depending on the size, right, you can get a pretty decent heavy watermelon. And I think it's closer to 3 grams. I think that's a good estimate. That's a good guess. So that's what you're doing for math today. You're just going to get an item and you're going to have to decide, is this grams or kilograms? Is this 8 grams or 8 kilograms? And that's it. I think it's just 4 questions. And then you'll also do divide by 9, multiply by 9. Okay, so for writing today, you are going to actually, it's going to be kind of coupled with science. And you're going to have 2 different links to do 2 different science questions. And you get to pick which one. I don't care which one. I think it's why do we yawn? And then who invented pizza? And you can choose which one you want to listen to. If you want to listen to both, great. But you're going to choose one. Then to finish up science, you're going to write. You're going to type up in a Google Doc, and it's already assigned to you, and it's already, go to the assignment. Don't start a brand new Google Doc and email it to me. Go to the assignment. And you're going to answer whichever question you choose, either who invented pizza or why do we yawn? And you're going to write me 2 paragraphs. And you're going to do this week, so it's not due till Friday. But I'm just going to give you some sentence starters because we're summarizing. You're taking everything that you learned, everything that you heard, and you're putting it into your own words and you're summarizing. So I'm just going to give you a few sentence starters that might help you. So let's do a few here. Like, from the video I learned what? What did you learn about yawns or pizza being invented? I found out that blank. These are just some good ideas on how to help. Oh, here's a good one. It could be a question. Did you know? Something that you learned with a question mark, right? It was interesting to learn blank. Remember, these aren't your opinions. You can absolutely add your opinion in there, but we're trying to pull out facts. You can say, one important fact is, and then if you need another important fact, another important fact is, again, these are just ways to start some sentences and introduce some of your ideas. And I might add a couple more. I'll take a picture of this. You're writing 2 paragraphs. 1 paragraph is 3 to 5 sentences. So 2 paragraphs, that's 6 to 10 sentences. I don't want one measly little sentence. I want 6 to 10 sentences. And you have till Friday. So work on it today, tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. And you should be good. Okay guys, so we are on Restart chapter 21, and this is going to be from the perspective of Shoshana. So I'm super curious what's going to happen, because all that stuff happened with Joel and Chase taking Aaron and Bear's side and basically getting himself and them out of trouble. So I'm super interested to hear what she says. Alright, chapter 22. Oh, 22. Just kidding. I can't read. Look. 22. Okay, chapter 22, Shoshana Weber. I must be the stupidest person in the history of the world. I get straight A's in school, but obviously that doesn't mean anything. All it proves is I know how to study for a geography test. As a judge of character, I'm an F-. I let that jerk, that alpha rat, dupe me into believing he was different, that he was a nice guy. Well, a leopard never changes his spots, and that goes double for a scheming lowlife like Chase Ambrose. Falling off a roof, having amnesia, big deal. It doesn't mean you're not a rotten person today just because you can't remember being one yesterday. I can't even face my poor brother, and not just because his eye looks like it sustained a direct hit from a cannonball. It's all my fault. I'm the one who told my parents that the coast was clear and it was safe for Joel to come home, and I ended up bringing him back into the same line of fire that almost broke his spirit last year. I could kick myself, except for the fact that my toes are pointing in the wrong direction. I can't get anything right. It isn't just that Chase has gone back to his bullying ways. It's that first he convinced everybody he was a new person. And we went for it. Hook, line, and sinker. Not just me, but the video club, the teachers, Dr. Fitzwallace, the whole school. That must have been his plan all along, to lull us into a false sense of security before pouncing one more time. What a plan it was. To ruin Brendan's video, wreck the music room, attack Joel, and blame the whole thing on an imaginary fire. Chase was behind it from the very beginning. From a strategy standpoint, you almost have to admire it. It sure succeeded with flying colors, and Joel has the colors to prove it. Black and blue, mostly. I wish I could take my video project and flush it down the toilet. I'd rather lose all that time and throw away the best work I've ever done than have anything linking my name to Chase Ambrose. Compared to what's happened to my brother, the National Video Journalism Contest is about as meaningful as counting snowflakes in a blizzard. That's another reason I hate myself, that I would let my ambition to win a lousy contest make me so blind. I never should have allowed myself to be pushed into partnering up with Chase, no matter what Brendan and Mr. DeLeo said. I don't care that the project is on a really great and interesting guy. It wouldn't make any difference if we got an interview with all the signers of the Declaration of Independence, brought back to life and reformed into a boy band. It just isn't worth it. For the smartest kid in school, Brendan's even dumber than I am. He's got it in his thick head that there's a chance Chase might be innocent. I don't know, Shoshana, he insists. It was Aaron and Bear who busted up the chute. Chase could have been trying to stop them. Oh, sure, I return, and he just happened to show up at exactly the right moment. He didn't show up, he argues. I sent Kimberly to get him. Joel said you didn't send her for Chase. They did. There was a lot going on, he admits. It's hard to remember. I think they sent her first and then I did. Why couldn't you go yourself? Because I was stuck in the tuba, he replies, as if it's the most natural thing in the world. Happens to everyone, right? Listen, I tell him. My poor brother has a technicolor face, courtesy of the guy you say might be innocent. That could have been an accident, a tug of war with the fire extinguisher. Maybe Chase was trying to protect Joel. I roll my eyes. Let him protect somebody else. When it came time to lie his way out of the blame, he was right there with Aaron and Bear. That's all the proof I need. I know what it looks like, he agrees reluctantly. But doesn't Chase deserve the benefit of the doubt? Listen, I challenge. If what you say is true, then Aaron and Bear set him up and nearly got him kicked out of school. And where is he this very minute? At football practice, with the same Aaron and Bear who should be his worst enemies. What does that tell you? Well, it's not like he can come to video club anymore. And in the cafeteria, I persist. Who does he eat lunch with? The football team. We won't let him at our table. We're protecting Joel. That's the real meaning of protection, not cold cocking someone with a fire extinguisher. I'm so mad at that jerk, and you should be too. He's like a cobra. He lured us in until we trusted him. Then he struck, and now he's slithered back to his old life as if nothing ever happened. Joel may be the one who's bleeding, but the attack was on all of us. And he agrees. Brendan knows I'm right. However much he wants to convince himself that Chase is innocent, the whole club knows that we're better off without a guy like that. So how come his name keeps popping up again and again at our meeting? That camera looks a little shaky. You've got to keep it smooth, like Chase. Yeah, that's a cool shot. It was Chase's idea to film it worm's eye view. The kid's a mumbler, but you can hear the audio clearly because Chase laid on the floor and held the microphone just out of frame. Can we please stop talking about Chase Ambrose? I explode. He's not a god. He's just a person, and a lousy person at that. He belongs on the football team with the other muscleheads. Actually, he belongs chained to a slab of concrete at the bottom of the trench. But I'll take the football team if he gets him away from us. Joel has been silent throughout all of this. Now he speaks up. Am I the only one who's noticed that video club has gotten kind of lousy? What are you saying? I demand. He shrugs. We all watched Warrior. It's fantastic. Nobody's doing that kind of work anymore. I'm furious. You think that's because we don't have him? My brother looks at me with his one good eye. Just because I hate Chase Ambrose doesn't mean I fall to pieces every time someone mentions his name. Go ahead, talk about him. I can handle it. This isn't last year. No matter what, I'm not going to be chased out of town again. We slap him on the back, pound his shoulder. A few of us even cheer. It almost reminds me of the football team, although I'd never admit it. Miss DeLeo gives him a big hug. Maybe I can stop beating myself up for getting Mom and Dad to bring him back home from Milton. The very worst happened, and he's okay. I look at my little brother, 14 minutes younger than me. He's growing up. I want to know if you agree with Shoshana that Joel is growing up, and what does that even mean? Because before, in my eyes, he was terrified, he was scared, he didn't want to do it, and now he's kind of he's not that he's not scared, but he's not going to be pushed around anymore. He's not going to get chased out of town. So do you agree with Shoshana? Is Joel growing up?